The Magician of Tiger Castle. Now, have I still got the book? I do. Now, I bought this because, bear with me, it was in, as you can see, it was in a Waterstone sale, and really, it was the edge, again, that caught my attention, but it was cheap. So if anyone's going, why do you spend money on books all the time? It was less than a tenner, okay? So leave me alone. Anyway, this is apparently the first adult book from the author of Holes. I can't remember his name. What was his name? I don't know. Anyway, whoever wrote Holes like 20 years ago or whenever it was, this is his first adult novel. And we have a made up, I think it's made up, please don't come at me if it's genuine, but the town that it's set in seems to be made up. We actually begin in modern times where the main character is sat at a table outside the castle, where it's now sort of a tourist attraction. And he then reveals that he's over 500 years old, and then we go back to the 1500s, where we learn about the fact that he is actually a magician, and there is a massive chance of bankruptcy for this kingdom, and the princess is due to marry the prince from another much richer town, which will essentially save their city. The only problem is the magician has hired a new scribe, and she has fallen in love with him instead and is now refusing to go through with the marriage. So the king and the queen come to him, and they basically either want him to drug the daughter, the princess, into addiction so that she will do whatever they say for more of this drug, or come up with a forgetfulness potion so that the scribe and the princess forget all about each other. That's the premise of the story. And this is a case of a book having the Ron Seal approach. It does exactly what it says on the tin. So in the blurb, that's what it says. In the story, that's what happens. And aftermath of that, I guess, is the rest of the story. But the notion that this is an adult book is ridiculous. I'm sorry, it just is. This is not an adult book. This reads like a lower end YA at best. There's no real profanity. There's no sexual stuff. There's no extreme violence. There's no gore. There's nothing you would expect to find in a modern adult book. This reads like it was written for children. And this is supposed to be their first adult book. They failed spectacularly. If that was the goal, this is a massive, spectacular failure. They have not managed to write an adult fantasy novel. What I will say is the characters are likable enough that it keeps you going. It's 300 and some odd pages. I was kept interested, more intrigued than interested, but enough to finish the book. I gave it 4 stars because it was a pleasant read. And that's kind of all it had going for it. It was an okay book, but I don't see what the story was or what the point of the book was. There was no discernible plot beyond the suggestion that the magician has to make this potion. And the blurb makes it sound like he has an emotional, questionable attitude towards doing this. No, he doesn't. He says, yeah, that's fine. What am I going to do? Get her addicted to drugs? Don't be stupid. And he makes the potion. So the blurb's a little bit misleading. The fact that it's called an adult book is very misleading. It is not an adult book in any way, shape or form. But if you just want a really basic fantasy read that's got no confusing world building or names you can't pronounce or magic systems that you have to try and follow and your brain melts out your ears like it does for me, this is a decent read for you. And if you can get hold of that copy is stunning to look at. The book can be garbage, but if it looks like that, for £7.50, you can't argue. So yeah, I gave that one 4 stars. But it was kind of a book of nothing, really. Pleasant nothing, but no real substance. So check it out, see what you think.